all the various aspects of your store?
Well, it'd be tough to cover. No, I mean, we've covered all the major categories. And then, of course, we have the vitamins and we have the herb section. And
Well, let me ask you this. You hear that the quality of vitamins, when they're tested in a laboratory, that they could be all over the place. And that you're not really getting what you're paying for, or customers aren't getting what they're paying for. So you want to talk a little bit about how you do quality control with the vitamins, et cetera?
Well, we do a lot of research, and we have companies that we know well, that we trust, that we've worked with for years.
And you go to that website? That was a work in progress?
EWG they don't really grade supplements.
Okay.
They're more focused on environmental things and consumer products and skincare items. They don't as much have things about supplements. There are places, and one of the good things about supplements, there has come to be more focus on it by the FDA, which is welcome for the people, the sort of legitimate people in our industry, because we want people to know it's a legitimate source of nutrition.
Oh, I'm glad you have hope and faith in the FDA. Anytime I feel the government gets involved in anything, that's it. It's wrong.
Well, I mean, it's not perfect, but they actually did just hire a scientific person from the Natural Products Association. So I feel like there'll be a decent understanding of supplements now within the FDA, which I'm not sure before there really was. And the FDA is kind of going after a lot of the imposters in our industry, which of course the legitimate people are happy about, because we don't want those, we don't want those people. So that's the upside of it. The downside is, the increased scrutiny can raise costs, and that's difficult because, the nice thing about using supplements for health is it's very affordable.
Well, so you were, and I apologize for interrupting you, but you were talking about how you maintain quality control of your vitamins at the store, and you said, well, dealing with reputable companies. Is there anything else?
Well, I mean, we really try to look at companies from the top down. So a lot of the long-term people in our industry, they have a lot of scientific knowledge behind their products. So looking at the science behind the products, they are very open about where they source their raw materials. That's also very important. So knowing where those things came from, because and I think the bashing of China has been a little overdone. There are some quality herbs and things that come out of China, but there are a lot of tainted supplements. There are a lot of supplements that aren't what they were purported to be. Some of them are watered down. So looking at the companies that really have good raw material sourcing, and then you can also tell by their formulations, because some of the less expensive, cheaper multivitamins in particular, they really don't do you any good, because they're in forms that the body can't absorb. So for example, they have magnesium oxide rather than magnesium citrate. So you want to be able to absorb those things, and they'll also have a lot of fillers in them. They have preservatives in them. They're colorants. So all those are things that you don't really want in your supplements.
Yeah, they're not really supplements. If they're having preservatives.
Right.
Okay, so let's see. I kind of lost my train of thought here. Well, tell me something. Well, how's this? Somebody walks into your store. They're just going down the street. What's the most common questions you get at the store?
I would say one of the most common things people have are sleep issues. A lot of people come in and they can't sleep. And they want something to help them support. Or sometimes people come in and they say, oh, my friend told me I have to take fish oils, So a lot of times people come in because they've heard something. They've heard it on Dr. Oz, or they've heard it from a friend, or, sometimes now the doctors are mentioning, you really should take a multivitamin, or you should, take some omega-3 fatty acids.
And so somebody has a sleep issue, how would you take them through the store?
Well, the first thing we'd like to ask people is if they're on prescription drugs, because there are herbs and certain nutrients that are contraindicated with prescription drugs. So you
like
really
a
need
drug interaction.
Right, exactly. And
Yeah.
there can be drug, herb, or drug nutrient interactions. So that would be one of the main questions that we would ask people, because homeopathy, for example, doesn't have drug interactions, but herbs do, and some nutrients and some vitamins do. You know, like melatonin might have something. So, and then we try to find out what's the person's issue with sleep. Are they very stressed out? Because they might really need more something to handle the stress than actually a sedative that helps them sleep. Are they highly anxious? Are they waking up at certain times of the night? Do they go to sleep fine but then wake up? So trying to kind of get the whole picture behind.
Is there any supplements that help people that wake up at certain times of the night?
Yes, because if you look at Chinese medicine, waking up at certain times of the night are indicative of certain kinds of issues. Like if you wake up from 3 to 5 at night, that's related to liver generally. And if you wake up from 5 to 7, that's more related to colon. So you can direct people to supplements. And then if you're waking up, say, at 2 in the morning and just like wide awake, can't go back to sleep, that's indicative sometimes of adrenal problems. So again, then you would more treat the stress than you would go giving someone a sedative herb.
Adrenals working too hard or too little?
Well, just not balanced,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe
So it could
a
be
little
either.
both.
It could be either, sure.
Yeah. Okay. Now, before the show, you mentioned about teaching a workshop, emotional detoxifying or detoxing. What does that mean?
Well, it means trying
Good
to
night's sleep?
trying to kind of rid yourself or at least process those emotions that might be holding you back from getting things done. Typically, we all carry things with us because of experiences that we've had, something that was very particularly hurtful or, a traumatic experience or a death or something like this. And a lot of times these emotions get in the way of what we're here trying to do.
And so what are some of your suggestions to emotionally detox?
Well, sometimes with emotional things, there are actually nutritional deficiencies, and that's what I think people don't understand, that it goes both ways. You can either, the physical lack of nutrients can cause negative emotions, and negative emotions can cause the body to react in an inappropriate way. So a physical illness would show up, perhaps.
Sure.
And you see it again and again. Sometimes people that have gone through a significant breakup or divorce or something like that will ultimately end up with heart issues. And so emotional detoxing revolves around kind of looking into what those issues are, and there's a lot of different tools that you can use to do that.
Well, is there some teas that might help?
There are teas that are very calming. Chamomile tea is one. Hops is a very good calming agent.
It's in beer, isn't it?
It's in beer. It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, and hops is a great sleep herb as well. We use the flower essences quite a bit, and aromatherapy. Flower essences and aromatherapy are really great for moving through emotional issues.
Got to wrap it up.
Okay.
For more information about Lynn Bednar, her what's the name of your
Walsh Natural Health.
Walsh Natural Health in Evanston, InterQuest Infinity Foundation. Stay tuned to the credits at the end. Until next time, wish you good health, good spirits, and good fortune. Thanks, Lynn. You've been a pleasure.
Thank you very much.
It was good.
All set?
Yeah.
Nice.
Or call us at 847-831-8828.